Pretoria, the capital city of South Africa, is home to the long-term project, the Rainbow Junction. It promises to change the way the Rainbow Nation lives, works and plays.
This location belongs to two families in Pretoria who've owned it for 100 years, who wanted to create a legacy project for the future. Rainbow Junction Development Company was employed by the families as an agency to get the land use rights and to enable the project and develop it further. So the land wasn't chosen, the land is strategically positioned in an area that required such economic growth. It's been under developmental pressure for a long time now.
The developers of the project work closely with the city.
Well, the city has almost a dual responsibility. On the one hand, we have a legislative regulatory responsibility. In other words, this application has been processed by the city. So we go through the formal process of receiving the application, getting comments from our respective departments, and then obviously processing and finally approving the application. On the other hand, the city, obviously, as a municipality, we have an interest in stimulating economic growth and development. So from another perspective, and particularly from the department perspective, remember the department is city planning and economic development. So it's also important from us from the view of having to use the project to stimulate development, particularly in an area that we've designated as an area to facilitate high impact development.
This project is aimed at attracting South Africans from all walks of life.
We'd like to say that we're targeting the aspirational market, where people would want to live in a new economic node that aspires to characteristics of a new South Africa, where there's a vibrant live, work, play, shop environment within one address, a new footprint in the capital city with aspirational architecture and iconic architecture. And it has a sense of place where people can stroll along a river in the evenings with their families, walk to work within the precinct, have their shopping done within the precinct, have their nightly entertainment with a pavement cafe society, and the kind of place where people would want to be associated.
The government continues to lead the pack when it comes to bettering the lives of all South Africans.
The government has a program called Breaking New Ground. That program basically wants to integrate the kind of developments that you do, such that you do not continue to perpetuate cities who are in character, who reflect the two economies in our city. So in all the developments that we do, we want to integrate these economies. And certainly this project, like any other project that the city is looking at, begins to look at how we bring together your different economic bands, levels of economic development in the city in terms of people.
Employment opportunities are at the heart of this project.
Well, Rainbow Junction itself, in the long term, when fully developed out, which could be anything between 5 and 15 years, would provide about 27,300 jobs across all sectors, permanent jobs, sustainable jobs. However, with Rainbow Junction as a catalytic project within the zone of choice, there's a potential to unlock within the high impact area of this project a further, no, it's not a further, it's including Rainbow Junction's employment, about 81,000 sustainable long-term jobs across all sectors.
Though this is not the first mixed-use project in South Africa, developers say it will have distinction.
There's similarities between Melrose Arch and similarities with Umhlanga Ridge as well. That's what they've got in common. What would differentiate it is the vast open space, 35 hectares along 4 kilometers of river. And I would say that the vibe is going to be very much created from scratch, attuned to a new South African identity, which we feel has got the scope to be still defined. So we'd like to say we're going to be defining what that's going to be. And it's got lofty ambitions, but we feel we can take this opportunity to create something unique.
This land hasn't always been regarded as an investment.
Historically, it's been an area of depression. Great numbers of people from that area move into the urban centers and beyond to find work opportunities. But the level of work opportunities created in that area has been very low. So a big part of the city development strategy is actually to create jobs, and that's why this project is important for us, because it's located at the very core of that development node that we want to facilitate as a city.
Potential buyers might have to wait a while to see the vision come to life, but there is great hope for the Rainbow Nation.